Hello, welcome to another video. I'm Ant and this is Trekking Exploration, and today we're going to be looking at former railways, former canals, how we're going to regenerate a canal, and also how we're going to put boats on a former railway line. Bit of a giveaway behind, nice bit of track bed. So how did we get to this point and what is it all about? It's to do with the Cromford Canal extension, something that has been going on for about 20 years, planning and fundraising. But to begin this journey, we've got to go about a quarter of a mile up there and join the Great Northern Basin where the Erewash Canal begins. So come down there with me and then we'll come back up this way, take a look at what is going off just here. This was a railway and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. Parts of the Midland Railway and the Great Northern Railway too. So this is the Great Northern Basin, built by 1796 by William Jessup, and then after it went into decline it was reopened again in 1973. Got the Nottingham Canal over there, but that goes no further than the wall you can see in the distance, although you can follow the route and we have done that before. That way is the Cromford Canal, 14.5 miles, hoping to get it restored one day all the way through. And this is the Erewash Canal right under there where the Kingsmill lorry has just gone. So this is Langley Mill Lock and it's classed as number 14 all the way through towards Trent Lock. So I'm going to push on in that direction, and now we've seen this and we'll see if we can actually find any way of following the routes of maybe the old part of the canal and where it is being rerouted and rebuilt. So today this is as far as you can go. The only point you can get on the Cromford Canal before its terminus just over there. But there are plans to create a further extension, almost a mile in length, which goes beyond that. But there are a few problems en route because the original course cannot be followed. So they've got some solutions, and that's what we're off to try and find today. From the existing terminus of the Erewash Canal, the Great Northern Basin, and where the Cromford Canal begins, the route will travel northwards towards Stony Lane, just outside of Brinsley, but not without some kind of detour away from its original route. There's got to be some utilisation of former railway lines. So changing the map from the rail map online to the canal map version, you can see there's a blue line in the centre bottom of this shot, and that is the section of the canal that is in water, and the green line going northwards, cutting right through where the A610 is, that is where the original route of the canal once was. All of that lost to open cast mining, and of course the route severed by the construction of the A610. So we're about to find out in this video what the plan is moving forwards, how we get around the A610 and how we meet up with the original route of the canal once more. This here is the furthest point of the canal before it reaches an abrupt end. It's even got a mooring ring just there, look. It's quite good, isn't it? And the stonework and the reeds and everything. And there would have been a coal wharf just here, right just around about there, which would have served the canal, but it was also served by the Midland Railway. There used to be sidings coming along just here, and the canal shot off over in that direction. But because of the A610 severing the original route, this is where it's got to be realigned, and it's extraordinary what they've got to do, because the most important part of this entire reroute before it can rejoin with the original course around about 3/4 of a mile further up, it's got to reutilize a former railway track bed. And here's a very nice shot of the Beggarlee coal wharf. You can see all the brick buildings in the background, and you can even make out the Great Northern Railway. Look at those bridges on the right hand side. That's where the sidings came from for the coal wharf, and you can see the Great Northern Railway flying off to the left hand side. We can zoom in a little closer with this image. Look, that's a beauty, isn't it? Notice the bridge a lot closer. You can see the railway track on top of the embankment, and even a coal wagon on the right hand side. So the original route of the canal came around and went over in that direction towards where the trees are, keeping the River Erewash to its left hand side. But we can't do that anymore. It's completely gone. So in order to begin the journey of its diversion, something's got to happen right about here. So just here they've got to construct a pair of locks. That's 3 sets of pairs of gates coming from the basin up there before it has to climb just up there and take that right turn, which I'm going to show you shortly after. Beggarlee Locks is what it's going to be called, probably named after the Beggarlee coal wharf, the loading wharf. It used to be just over there that we've already walked past. So it'd be interesting to actually notice when they start work on this. I think it's worth coming back every few months and having a look at progress that's being made, isn't it? Right now it's just the remains of what used to be here. Look, absolutely obliterated. But this is pretty much where the locks will be. So coming up from the Beggarlee lock flight just there, those triple gated double locks, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. Actually, I think it's really interesting. The A610 is up there, but in front of us we've got something extraordinary, because this is where the canal is going to do an important diversion underneath the A610. Get a load of this. That is the former Midland Railway's Watnell branch that went across just there, and the sidings I mentioned would have come off here and looped around and gone just over there where the coal wharf was for loading on to the canal and the railway. Now, I did just say that the sidings came away from the Midland Railway and curved around off towards the Great Northern Basin at the coal wharf, but that wasn't exactly correct. The points and the junctions for these sidings actually came away on the other side of the Great Northern Railway, just the other side of where the A610 is now, right next to the Amazon buildings just here. And there was a number of bridges where the tracks came under, and you'd have seen one of these bridges a little earlier in an old black and white photograph. And if you concentrate on that red railway line on the right hand side of the A610, as we change back to the canal map, you see the green line is actually on the left of the A610, and that is the difference between where the old route was and where the new route has to come and loop around the A610 and meet up at Stony Lane just here with the original course of the Cromford Canal. Right beside me, it's fantastic. I'm stood above the River Erewash, so the A610 curves around that way. But now we're going to talk about the railway a little bit more. The Watnell branch. Look there, there's the old railway bridge just here, look. Can you believe that? This looks like it was always a road access. This is Hall Road or Hall Lane, but that is the former railway bridge. I don't know if there's any way of getting around there, because that's all fenced off into a private builder's yard, and this looks all overgrown just here. That looks very spiky, but you can see it again just there. Look, there's the bridge that goes under the A610, which would have carried the trains under. But it gets even more interesting just here, look, because the bridge and the track bed came across here, And we've still got rails down, look. Single track heading straight for the centre opening of the A610 bridge. It has been severed just here, look. And the other one is present just there. What a remarkable thing this is. Now where the canal is going to come across, it's going to take a sharp right turn and then utilise this very former track bed. Now at the minute they're doing underwater drainage works. There's some concrete cast stands and ironworks products over there and some more just over there. So it'd be nice if this could be kept in situ. We've come from down there and we're going to go over there. So this is fantastic. Now the Midland Railway that we've been looking at closed in 1985. This is Cromford Road just outside of Langley Mill. That's a crossing coming off the Erewash Valley line that's in action today. Now this next shot is very, very fantastic indeed. This is that same Midland Railway crossing over the Cromford Canal heading off towards the collieries. That's fantastic, isn't it? This is going to be before it was all open cast, and I assume this was all filled in underneath the railway, or the railway was relayed to carry on its business. There are not many photographs of this lock around due to the open casting, and here's an example of a train working out of the colliery around about half a mile from here, so you get a perspective of what both sides of the railway line that we've been looking at did in fact look like. So this is the A610 bridge, former part of the Watnell branch, where the canal is going to take that sharp right turn and head on under. The way of getting under the A610, isn't it? Because, as I said previously, the route was originally severed just further up of the original Cromford Canal. It's like there's some signalling or yard posts down here, look, from the railway. Like yard lamp posts, don't they? I just think how old they are. Still got some of the brackets at the top as well, look. If anyone could confirm they are yard lamps, I think they are. So it's a completely concrete fabricated construction with reinforcement rods going through it, I presume. That's the route following the railway. You can see there is a fence there. Here's where the track bed originally went on, look. But there is a way around. I'll have a little nosy at that, but it doesn't look good so far. This is what it looks like on the other side. There's your track bed down there, look. That is, well, pretty much gone, hasn't it? So we won't be walking any further up there. What the canal's going to do at this point is take a sharp left and head up alongside the right hand side of the A610. And you can't see it, but that is where it's coming out, and it's going to take a hard left and then take that journey up here. Now at this point I'm not quite where the canal will be. So the A610 is up there and the Erewash has just come out of a bridge just there going underneath, and it is flowing just down there. So it's on the other side of the Erewash that our new Cromford Canal section is going to be dug out. So I'm going to traipse along this footpath, and I believe there's actually a road a little further down which will help us out a little bit. So I've come out on Stony Lane. There's the Arrow Wash just there, look, nice and calm and tranquil. So if we keep pushing up this way, we'll pick up the course of the very original route of the Cromford Canal. We're not very far from where the new route destination is going to be. And as we come around the bend of Stony Lane where I've just come from, this is where the route of the canal used to cross, just along here, right about there, straight down there. And there was a lock down there called Limekiln Lock as well. So I think we'll come back at a later date and follow the Cromford Canal further in that direction. This is the Alderca Flash Nature Reserve, look. So yeah, public footpath just here. I think we'll go back that way, head off towards Jacksdale and Ironville, is it? So the other side of this hedge is where the winding hole and the end of the current route is going to be. We really can't see anything, and it is just fields. But that's wonderful to see that there is something being done with the Cromford Canal after all these years. I'll put links in the description so you can click on that and they'll go off towards the friend of the Cromford Canal. Now a little further up is where the Great Northern Railway came shooting across and went over in that direction. Probably some evidence of that just here, look. And just on the opposite side you can see the line of bushes and trees just there taking the railway northwards. Well, I really do hope you've enjoyed looking at this video. It's disused at the same time with the prospect of regeneration and revitalisation in the area, isn't it? Something that lay dormant and dead for such a long time is coming back to life, but at the sacrifice of something else that was already, well, dormant and dead. And that is the Midland Railway just here and parts of the Great Northern Line over there. I love this. I do still hope that this track stays down in some form as some kind of reminder. Please like, subscribe, comment below. I will come back here in a few months to see. It's middle of August now. We'll probably have a look around about early winter to see what developments have taken place. I think it'd be an extraordinary thing to keep tabs on, won't it? Please like, subscribe, comment below. I'll be back to pick up the Cromford Canal and head off towards Jacksdale very, very soon. If you like your railways, canals and all other stuff, long walks, Peak District and coastal history, subscribe below. See you again, bye bye.